something in the gene
that happens.
that gives you an option for different things. So like it gives you the option for green eye, or blue
So we
eye,
have
or brown eye.
Dad has it too.
So there's multiple
We have 2
videos
chromosomes
in
from mom and
that.
dad, right? So your dad had his
Oh,
2 chromosomes
not
from
lots,
his mom and
but
dad.
You can have 2.
Both of these
alleles,
code,
a green eye from your
they're
mom,
both
brown eye from
chromosome
your dad.
16.
And you can
Okay, but he's one from mom, one from
alleles
dad.
help you
Same
choose
for,
which one.
you know,
Cool.
Miss Mom right here. She has one from her mom and one from her
What
dad.
is this problem for?
Imprinting.
Imprinting?
Oh yeah, sorry, imprinting. So this guy has one from his mom and one from his dad, and this mom, lady, has one from her mom and her dad.
Okay.
Therefore, she's a diploid organism, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, what will happen is we will use the example of paternal imprinting. It works the same way as maternal. If you're doing mom, they're both the exact same. But we're just going to use the example for dad. Okay, so we're going to say dad in this specific gene, he always imprints. So I'm going to say paternal imprinting. Okay, so we don't exactly know which of his chromosomes. Let's say that he got this one from his dad, right? Okay, and if it's paternal imprinting, then that one will have a methyl group on it, which says, you know, we're not going to use this gene, okay?
Okay.
And it's not the whole chromosome either, so I shouldn't draw it like that. It's just one gene.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw like a line right here saying, no, we're not using that gene right there, okay?
Okay.
And it's just because that's how it happens. Whatever chromosomes that whoever receives from their dad, those genes that are on that chromosome will always be imprinted on. They'll have a methyl group on them, and that methyl group, you can think of like hiding the gene, so therefore it can't be read.
I thought it was the genes that came from the mother that weren't read.
You can have either or. It could be paternal or maternal.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They both work the same way. We can go back through to maternal, but by the time we do that, it's the same. You just have to mark the ones off mom.
Okay.
So in this case, it's paternal. That's important. So, and then we'll say mom got this chromosome from her dad, and that gene will be imprinted also, right? Methylated. So it won't be read. Let's say that this is the dominant, and this is the recessive. And then let's say this is, we'll do like just like this. This is the dominant, and this is the recessive, okay? So dad got the dominant allele from dad, but it's methylated, so we don't use it. Got the recessive from his mom because it's not methylated, and so he'll use this and express that in his phenotype. And the same with mom here.
So he's going to express the recessive gene.
Mama as well.
Yep. Because in this case, his dad, and always the dad, always the male, he will always imprint on this gene. Always. You will always get it from, you will always use the one that you get from mom.
Okay.
Now we're going to keep going with this, and hopefully it'll start to click.
Okay.
What happens is, let's say, so these go in, in a reproductive system, then there goes meiosis, right? We're going to start forming gametes. Well, when this happens, we got 2 options, right? You can either have this blue one, right? Or you can have this purple one in one of the cells. It's all those options, right? Which means you can have the dominant, or you can have that. I'm just using color so we can recognize which ones came from mom and dad. But that's it. And the same here, right? When this undergoes meiosis, I need Brother Kelson's bill.
I heard he's pretty proud of that bill.
Oh, he's so proud of that bill.
Every time he uses it, he introduces it.
Yeah, I know. Even if you've already seen it. Last day of class, this is my belt. So, these are our possible options for gametes, right? We can have any order of them mixing together. But here's the thing. These are dad's gametes. And this is paternal imprinting.
Okay.
So what does that mean?
That.
It's gotta be silenced.
Yeah. it's
All
not
the
gonna show.
chromosomes that come from dad, imprinted. This is mom. She never imprints on hers with this gene. So you're going to take off that imprint, and now it'll be available to be read. Because mom will not imprint on it.
Okay.
And so any combination that we could have here if we had no matter what, these coming from dad, right,
Yeah.
are imprinted. These ones that come from mom, oh,
Not.
why did I put blue?
I was really confused about it, and I was gonna ask you.
What's going on?
Well, you said to wait, and it will make sense. So I was like,
I'll just wait.
the other one that has to be changed too, because you have black one. Oh, really?
Okay, but this is okay.
Okay.
I have two purples. I did that right. I did something right.
Oh, no.
So we have that came from dad, right? And that one came from mom. We have this one coming from dad. And that one coming from mom. Just a few of the options, right? But what I want to show you with this is out of these two possibilities that I've drawn, even though this was imprinted, we look, because that's the one she got from her dad. Whenever this goes through meiosis in the reproductive organs, all methylation is erased.
Okay.
And if it needs to be reapplied, it will be. But in this case,
Since it's coming from mom, it doesn't have.
since it's come from mom, it's not going to be replaced. And so then it'll come here. And the same here. Now we look here, only the dad from his father, he only had this one methylated. But then it goes in, does under meiosis and reproductive organs, kind of erase all the methyl groups, and then you add them all again because this is paternal imprinting. Father will always imprint. And so then when you put this here, which one's going to be expressed? This one, right?
Yeah.
Because this is methylated, it came from dad. That one's methylated, it came from dad. So you can only read, just like their parents, these offspring will pretty much just depend on the mom for the expression in this particular gene.
Okay.
And it works the same way for mom, for paternal imprinting. Except this time dad wouldn't imprint on these. They would be erased and would be put back. And then mom would imprint on both of these. And then they would be just the opposite.
Okay.
That is